Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time of day it is that you are listening, folks. Thank you very, very much for listening. Date today is the 8th of September, year of our Lord, 2020-25. Welcome to yet another edition of the Goping Hour, hosted by Nicholas Hinkle, a.k.a. Motown Noah. Nicky Chills, back in the chair today. Nicky Chills. And he still can't stop being cool. The NFL is back. Football is back. Might be the whole episode. It might be the whole episode today. We might only be talking about ball, but the real ball, the real American ball. The NFL's back. Week 1. Hell of a slate. I mean, a bunch of good games that we got to see. But I got to start with something that's, I think I might need a ruling. Might need to go to VAR. Let's keep the world included here. Let's go to VAR, let's not throw a challenge flag. VAR specifically, to keep our international listeners involved here. I need a ruling because I committed a cardinal sin of ball watching, specifically football watching, in week 1. I may be able to chalk this behavior up to preseason form. It's week 1, so I think you get a little bit of grace, but I'm really upset that this happened. Spend the whole day watching football. There is setup here. Sorry, so it's going to take me a second to get to it, but just stay with me. Central Time, the games start at noon. Okay. So yesterday we were up at 6 with our son. By 8, we were at Target doing grocery shopping. By 11, I'm in the oven. I'm making game day foods. I'm making a damn homemade stromboli. All right, we're doing game day foods. We also made jungle juice. If you do not know what that is, there's not like a specific recipe that you can do. It's literally anything. It's literally just pouring a ton of alcohol and a ton of mixers and ice and candy into a big bowl, like a punch bowl. Maddie and I made that yesterday. It was Malibu. We didn't do like a ton of liquors. We basically just made like spiked punch for ourselves. It was Malibu, blue Gatorade, lemonade, and then like gummy sharks. And then, ice. It's very, very good. But we were drinking that all day. All day. And we had a really, really nice day. So we started doing that at noon. And after 9 hours of watching football, we get to Sunday Night Football. It's 40-25. Bills versus Ravens. What a matchup for week 1. The reigning MVP and the 2-time MVP. Josh Allen won MVP a year ago, but was second team All-Pro. Guess who got first team? Lamar Jackson, right? So we love to talk on this show about the 4 horsemen of the quarterback apocalypse, and Mahomes and Burrow and Allen and Jackson, and how, for me, any combination of those 4 teams playing each other, you have to watch it. If those quarterbacks in any matchup are playing each other, you just have to watch it. I think Chiefs-Bills is the best out of all of them. But the second best, and I think pretty comfortably, is Bills-Ravens. This is a massive game. And it's 40-25. There's about 5 minutes left in the game. Josh Allen had just gotten sacked a drive earlier on it was like a third. What doesn't matter? I was like, this game is over. I fell asleep. And I didn't see what happened until this morning. When I watched the extended highlights after receiving a bunch of texts and, seeing all the reactions on Reddit. What's the cardinal sin? I fell asleep during this game. I gave you all of the setup of like, hey, we had a long day. And we had been sort of passively drinking spiked punch all day. All day. My son didn't go to sleep until like 9. Took him a long time to go to sleep. I took care of that. I had a long day, but I fell asleep. So what's the ruling? Valid? Valid preseason form? Is that what we chalk it up to? I feel so guilty, though. I feel like really it's bothering me that I missed that game. Because I feel like I'm betraying myself. I get up for matchups like that. That's why we watch that's why the league is so good. It's for matchups like that. It's really like, it's games like that make me believe this is the best fucking sport in the world. It's the best sport in the world. It's so fucking good. Right? And I am somebody who I think very publicly, like in a very public way, I talk about it. I don't know how to describe this. I, at this point in my life, do understand and have a bigger scope of like the stakes and like the scope of like super insane like soccer matchups like El Clasico and shit like that, or like when there's history bubbling over a few years, like when Manchester City has to play Real Madrid like every fucking year in the Champions League, and then we get to do like all of the, you know, the history of Real Madrid kicking the shit out of them and blah 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 blah, and like the, you know, the matchups that have big stakes and whatever. Like I understand now, like I thought before like whatever. No, now I realize no, the whole world watches these games, but I'm fucking telling you, man. For me, it just doesn't get better than like a Bengals, Ravens, or Bills, Chiefs, or any of the combinations. And watching these two quarterbacks that are just so good. So now at this point, I'm just moving on to actually talking about the game, right? These two quarterbacks are just so damn good because like they'll break contain and then they'll each get 15 yards down the field on a scramble. But, like, the way that they create the extra yardage is just different. I love when Lamar just gives one little less, like, at the end of a run and gets an extra yard and a half or something. Now, with Josh Allen, he'll do that, but he's the one who's more likely to just put his shoulder down. You know what I mean? They're just so good. And Lamar had a scramble, I think it was in the fourth quarter, where I think it was Bosa that was chasing him down. And so Lamar ran backwards like 15 yards just to break the sack, and then ended up getting like the net gain of the play was plus 20, right? But I swear to God, he ran like 65 yards on the play. And then he just kind of gets up and then it's the next play and he's just so conditioned. And man, you watch games like that and you watch quarterbacks like that. And now what I was about to say actually doesn't pertain to both of them. It really is just Lamar. Like, I just can't believe that there was a time in the not so distant past, where people were like, I don't know if this, like, they were still doing he's a running back who throws the ball thing, you know, and they were still doing the thing where they just like, I don't know, people just doubted that he should get paid. And then he followed that up with winning an MVP. And last year, like, I don't know if he blew those numbers out of the water, but like, man, he's just so good. It's so crazy to me to have an MVP. I'm going to say this again. I said this earlier. I'm pretty sure this is right. It's crazy to me to have an MVP not be first team. That's crazy. And Lamar got it. These guys are just so damn good. And honestly, it is hard. I'm not going to do like a ton of like super thorough analysis today because it is week one. I actually really enjoyed this slate as like a football is back. There's nothing to read into. It's week one. You know what I mean? So I'm actually, believe it or not, I don't want to be like, believe it or not, I'm actually being very level-headed about this. No, but actually kind of am. I'm only saying that as like a setup of, I don't think I'm going to do like any insane overreactions or anything like that in this episode. But if like I have one, I don't know, man. When you watch a game like that, when it's Lamar versus Josh, and then like Mahomes against the Chargers in Brazil on Friday, wasn't bad. I mean, his deep ball was kind of off. Well, it just was off. But you don't know, like, is that the receiver? Like, do they just need faster guys? Like, I don't know. Like, his placement isn't bad. But he does just overthrow everybody because he just doesn't have Tyreek Hill anymore. That was the perfect safety valve for a couple years for him, and then he just hasn't had anybody to make those plays. So I'm just saying, like, I don't know. He looked pretty good in that game. He did make in the fourth quarter like a Mahomesy, like falling down, flip the ball up. Like, he made one of those plays. That's what he does. But I don't know. What's the take? What am I trying to say? I don't know. Like, just that. I just watched Lamar. I watched Josh. I'm like, it might be you guys. I don't know. You guys don't have the hardware. Well, you have the MVPs, but so does Mahomes. You guys just don't have Super Bowls. That's like the difference. That's really the difference. Because like talent wise, I don't know. There's not a difference. Well, there are differences between them, but you know what I mean. You can put them in the same tier. But what this is such a wordy way of trying to make such a specific point. Maybe what I'm saying is, I believe that Mahomes might be the best like quarterback, but if we're doing like a talent pyramid, I think it's Josh and Lamar at the top of the pyramid, and I think then under that it's Mahomes and Burrow. But I don't know. I didn't really get to watch the Bengals game, just as a quick note. But I did see that in their last their last 7 week 1 and 2s, they were 1-11. So the last what's the matter? The last 7 years they've mostly started 0-2, and they actually won. Good for them. I received a piece of intelligence that said it was snowing on Cleveland before the game. Huh? It is definitely a little bit chillier this year at the start of football than it normally is. So it's not impossible that sometimes we get up to like 80. And it's been in like the low 60s, which has actually been really nice. But like, I don't know, fall just kind of happened. And then I'm sure we're going to randomly have some point where it's like 90 degrees again. But anyways, Bills-Ravens, man, what a crazy game. What a crazy game. Again, I only got to see the end of it through extended highlights and the tip pass to Keon Coleman, and which was crazy. It wasn't even the craziest tip pass of the game. That happened in the tipped reception of the week, I should say. That happened in the Steelers Jets game. We'll talk about that more in just a minute. Bills pull it off. Shout out to Matt Prater, Detroit Lions legend. Always gonna like Matt Prater. And didn't he do? I'm pretty sure he's gotten in trouble for PEDs before as a kicker. Very funny. Very funny. Good day for kickers too. Bills won. Can't believe it. But I think my favorite to watch is Lamar. I really think I started, I think, to make this point a couple of episodes ago, and then I started talking about something else, and I don't really think I effectively communicated what I was trying to say. I think I said something to the effect of, like, to me, Lamar is like Giannis, just in the way that I watch them, and how, I don't know, man, like for Giannis, it's like every other trip down the floor on either end, he'll just do something that I'm like, what the I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Now, he doesn't actually do that 40 times a game, but you know what I mean? Like, per possession that I watch NBA players, Giannis does more shit that I've never seen before in my life than anybody else, and it's just so captivating, and he's just a player that I can never take my eyes off of. He's just so fucking fun. And Lamar, I think, is just the same. And the way that he's able to... Because I think what it is with Lamar, honestly, is another thing we talk a lot about if we ever talk about mobile quarterbacks. I think we've talked about this like twice in the last couple of weeks. So I'm going to repeat myself again a little bit. When it comes to mobile quarterbacks in the NFL, like, it's not inconceivable that guys will have success if they're like not run first quarterbacks, but that's like what they be doing. You know what I mean? For like a year or two, and then defense is figured out. And then what we said, I think we were talking about Kaepernick when we said this. It's like, if you take someone's first read away and you put a spy on them, well, there are some guys that as soon as you do that, it's like, well, that's it. They're processing power. They're operating on like a 2060. You know what I mean? Lamar has a fucking 4090, son. So, I don't know. I think with Lamar, it really is just the fact that it just still works. That it still works, and there's nothing you can fucking do about it. And I'm also bearing Derrick Henry. Jesus, it's that fumble at the end of that game. For the game that he was having, I don't know if this was like a real thing that people were talking about, but on Reddit it was. So, like, that's my world. People on Reddit, like, all summer being like, I think this is it for Derrick Henry, and we're gonna see a version of him that's like geared down and like whatever the fuck. I was like, oh, maybe something happened in like a mini camp or something that I just didn't see. Not even the camp that just happened, but like in the spring or something. I just didn't see. No. What was it, like 14 rushes for like 170 fucking yards? The fuck? It just stinks so bad that he had that fumble at the end, and then he had the quote after the game where he's like, I told everybody in the locker room, like, that's on me. I'm a man. I'll own it. I'll, whatever. I'm like, wow. Okay. Really too bad. I don't think Isaiah Likely wasn't playing in this game, which really stinks. Also totally forgot that they got Jair Alexander. Completely forgot about that. Also forgot that the Steelers had Patrick Queen, which really bummed me out because I loved him as a Raven. Absolutely loved him as a Raven. But what else do I have on that game? I don't know. Derrick Henry is still sick. Lamar is still freak, nasty, disgusting, wild. Josh rules. Keon Coleman still good. Bill's still good. Ravens still good. Like, they still do the thing where they just kind of choke at the end of games. It's just something that they can't get away from. It does stink, actually. Didn't they? The extra point that they missed, would that have tied? Was it a 1-point game? I think that was a 1-point game. So that extra point that kid missed. Whoops. That's too bad. I don't know if I have that right. Whatever. Scoping out. Recover all the biggest stories and recover them from my angles. And that's what we'll say. What else did I watch? How do I not talk about the Lions? Steelers Jets. Was that sneaky? I don't want to say the game of the day. The Bills Ravens was the game of the day, but the game of the not Bills Ravens day. You know what I mean? Holy shit, that game ruled. Aaron Rodgers debut for the Steelers against his former team that he just played for. against the New York Jets and their quarterback, Justin Fields, who is playing against the team that he just played for a season ago. They quarterback swapped. Wow. What were the odds that both of them were amazing? What were the odds of that? Not good. Not good, but they were. And it really stinks. Honestly, I really think it stinks by the end of it that the Jets didn't pull it off. I mean, there was some divine intervention happening on that last drive of the game for the Steelers. I mentioned a second ago the Keon Coleman thing, how it wasn't the best tipped catch of the day. It was not. It was the one that DK Metcalf had. I don't even know how to describe it. I can't include the footage. But it pinballed into DK Metcalf's hands while he was on the fucking ground. Pretty wild, sick, nasty shit. And I don't know. The questions of, hey, does Aaron Rodgers still want to get hit? I don't know what's going to happen to Aaron Rodgers when he gets hit. Dog, the first offensive snap of the game for the Steelers, Aaron Rodgers got hit, and Maddie and I clutched our pearls, let me tell you. And then he got right back up. He was fine. And there were a few sequences. There was one where he got his helmet half ripped off, and he kind of got pinballed around. It didn't look good. Even if he wasn't 41 years old, it did not look good. And then he popped right back up. Now it's not inconceivable to think that a guy like Aaron Rodgers wasn't perked up by the time he got out of the locker room at halftime. The post game interview he did was a little strange. I just thought, you know what, maybe that's just kind of how he is at this point in his life, just the way that he talks. He talks like he's a book, you know. But I was also like, well, maybe he's on drugs. I don't know. It's Aaron Rodgers. You don't know. Steelers being a pass-first team, very strange. Jalen Warren, fine. I like him. He's fine. He's completely fine. But they're not going to run the ball this year. That's weird. The Jets, on the other hand, they have two good running backs, and they actually ran the ball, and it went well. Also, they had Justin Fields, who ran the hell out of the ball. Justin Fields, now, sorry, I bumped the mic there. Can I take that again? Do we have time for me to take that again? We do? Okay. Sorry, I bumped the mic there. Justin Fields, it is not inconceivable to think that he can have a game like this, but it's important to not get overly tricked by it, right? Because Bears fans will tell you, I don't know that he really had a game like he just had for the Steelers, because it was 1 year. I don't think he did. I've seen that game from Justin Fields before, and that is what kept Bears fans hooked for so long, because it's there. It can happen. His ability to, just be calm. Some of the windows that he was throwing the ball in yesterday were insanely dangerous, and if they hadn't been caught, we would have just been like, hey, man, that was not good. But it got caught. You know what I mean? The ball got caught, and it was on target, and so all right, it didn't matter. But the truth is, they were just like, why would you fucking throw that ball? Not like suicide balls, but they just could have been picked off and whatever. No, but he was fitting balls in shoeboxes, and I don't know, brother. It was a really fun game. I couldn't believe. You kind of thought it was, I don't know, maybe it was going to be a good game, but just I don't know, I guess I thought it was going to be more dumb than it was. But it was actually just two teams, it's like a damn Big 12 game. It was like Baylor versus Texas Tech, sort of like a shootout style. And then it came down to Chris Boswell, 60-yard field goal. That's a career long for him. Is that a franchise long also, maybe, for the Steelers? 60-yard field goal, ended up winning the game. The real, I don't know, meat and potatoes from this was the sort of, it's not the meat and potatoes. It was kind of the B story to the game, was Jalen Ramsey and his shenanigans. And him getting the last laugh by the end of the game. Was it Garrett Wilson that he also smacked in that last play of the game on that fourth down? Jalen Ramsey, what a dog. What a dog. It's crazy. You look at that Steelers defense, you're like, man, you guys got a ton of guys. Steelers defense has a ton of, oh my God, they got that guy. Jalen Ramsey, they just got him this offseason. They got Cam Hayward, they've had him literally forever. TJ Watt, they've had him forever. Joey Porter, Penn State guy, like Joey Porter. Who's another guy? They got guys on that defense. Like, what the fuck? They got that guy? I didn't even know they had Jonnu Smith on offense. That doesn't really matter. Did Pat Freiermuth do anything in that game? Was he just blocking? Was he just pass blocking the entire time? Because they weren't running the ball. They weren't doing that. Aaron Rodgers' mobility, yeah, that's not really a thing, but I don't know. He's getting the ball out. I don't know. Jets, it sounds so participation trophy to say, hey, if there's ever, an encouraging loss where you're like, hey, I actually feel really good. I mean, Jets fans, ran the shit out of the ball, put points on the board, had was it 3 rushing touchdowns? Maybe 4? I don't remember. 3, it's probably 3. I know Fields had 2, right? 2 rushing touchdowns, and that's I think the most he's ever had in his career, or tied for the most he's ever had in his career, which also feels kind of crazy, honestly. But I just thought it was a team that looked inspired under new leadership. Aaron Glenn, former Detroit Lions defensive coordinator, and it's one of those teams. It's easy to look at them in the offseason and. Maybe I'm just feeling I don't want to say generous, but encouraging towards them right now because it's week 1. Again, it was just actually a really cool game, and I don't want to say I was expecting them to stink. I actually wanted the Jets to be at least decent this year because Aaron Glenn is their coach, and I want him to do well, right? It's also, it's easy to look at them. Oh, Justin Fields. Oh, wow, what's this good look like? And I don't know. Braylon Allen's good. Breece Hall's good. Garrett Wilson, good. I don't know. I just. What's the, how do I ask this question? I don't know. Good for the Jets. Good for them. Also, I mean, yeah, technically, the Steelers won the game, by the way. So I should be saying, yeah, they're 1-0. Pretty cool. It blew my mind that Aaron Rodgers looked awesome and Justin Fields looked awesome in the same game, and it was really, really fun. All right, let's talk about something else, and it's got some bad news for everybody out there because we're going to be holding a private meeting here at the Coping Hour. This is for Lions fans. Lions fans, get in here. We're closing the door. We're taping a note on the door that says, no anybody else allowed. No girls and no anybody else. Only Lions fans. Well, I guess if girls can come if they're Lions fans. But otherwise, no. That fucking sucked. It sucked. But I got to be honest with you. Lions got murdered by Green Bay, game 1 in Lambeau. A matchup that in the last, 3 years? 4 years? 3 years? Lions have had, no issues with them. 6-1, I think, in their last 7 matchups going into that game. Is that what it is? It was something like that. The Packers got Detroit in Ford Field, not this past year, but the year before. The Lions went undefeated in the division last year. They did not lose to a team in the NFC North last year. And week 1, the Lions got murdered by Green Bay. It stunk. It stunk. But I got to be honest with you. I got nothing. The tape's already been thrown out, to be honest with you. Lions fans, I would recommend you do the same. Tape's been thrown out. I buried it. It's gone. Bears next week. That's week 1 as far as I'm concerned. I'm serious. I got nothing. They got the shit kicked out of them. But it's week 1. So I'm just not whatever. I just don't believe that this team can stink. They stunk on Sunday, but I don't believe they can stink. I spent all offseason having imposter syndrome about them, and that's just how it goes with me. It is what it is. I'm telling you, I'm back. I'm back. They don't stink. They don't. With the players on this roster, no, they fucking don't. It would have been nice if Hutch got more pressures yesterday, but he's getting triple teamed, quadruple teamed. There was no opportunity to do it, except when he actually did. And then what was it? Was it Anzalone that had the, how did the sequence go? I don't remember what it was. There was a sequence where Anzalone almost had an interception, and then literally the very next play, Brian Branch had an interception and ran it back for a damn touchdown. Pick 6, Brian Branch. First game of the season again, just like he did 2 years ago in Kansas City. And then it got called back. There were 2 flags on the play. One of them was on Hutch, which was unnecessary roughness. He just blocked Jordan Love. But they protect the quarterback, and I'm not going to dispute. I get it. I understand why they threw the flag. It's bullshit, but I understand why they threw it. Then the other one was a damn defensive holding on Rocky Sin, and that's the one that killed the actual pick six. Because if it was just the Hutch thing, then it wouldn't have been a touchdown, but it still would have been Lions ball. And that at the point in the game, was it the late second quarter? That would have been huge. Maybe it was the third quarter. I don't remember. That would have been massive, but it didn't happen. One of those picks was because Hutch got a lot of pressure. I got to tell you, that first half, Terrion Arnold, what the hell? What's going on? What's going on with him? Picking on him. Jordan Love targeting Terrion Arnold. It was every single receiver was open. Dog, they even ran a pick play on him. There was 2 plays. The Lions had a damn, how did the Packers end up with such good field position? It was 2 plays and they scored a touchdown. 2 plays and they scored a touchdown. Both plays, they targeted Terrion Arnold. And by halftime, he was questionable to return with a groin injury. All the love and respect in the world. I think he's a good player, but he had a horrible game. At that point, I was so mad. I was like, that's okay, brother. Rest up. We'll be okay. Just rest up. Get right. Get ready for week 1 against the Bears next week. That's okay. Stay out of the fucking game. And then what happened? The very next time the Packers got the ball. Well, they started with the ball at halftime, didn't they? No, we did. And then we didn't. Yeah, I think we got a field goal off of that. And then the Packers get the ball back. Immediately a 3 and out. And I was like, here we fucking go. Here we go. There we go. Because the safeties can't help his ass the whole game. And then the rest of the game happened. And I don't know. I guess the Packers, we did shut them down in the 3rd quarter. It was just the 4th quarter that the wheels kind of came off. Whatever, dude. The offense was annoying. Love those screenplays. We don't need to do those to supplement our run game. We can just run the ball. We can do that. With Jahmyr Gibbs, by the way. Or David Montgomery. Take your pick. We don't need to do all the screens, bro. It's okay. Shout out to Tesla for getting his first touchdown. I had turned the game off by that point, to be honest with you. I had turned the game off. I will say this. The Micah Parsons shit, just his introduction and his first snap, him running onto the field and the stadium going wild, and it was fucking sweet. It's really cool. It's a really cool moment. I didn't like it. I'm not happy that this trade happened. I think it stinks. I think yesterday was a dark day for the NFC North, honestly. But damn if it wasn't cool, because it's a massive trade. And what also is cool is, like, I think there's so much emotion for that moment for Packers fans, because you haven't had, like, time to process that this is a reality. This trade happened a week ago. You know what I mean? This just happened, and you already get to see him play. This wasn't like this happened in March, and you had to wait all summer, and you kind of got to see him at training camp in the uniform and everything, and you got to see him practicing in the helmet and at Lambeau and media day, and you've had time to adjust to it. You know what I mean? No, this, for Packers fans, this just happened. I don't want to say how do I say this? The best defensive player in the NFL, I don't want to say just fell into their lap, but, like, I don't know. They won. They won the Micah Parsons sweepstakes. A 26-year-old defensive fucking monster is just a Green Bay Packer for what, the next, who knows? At least the next 4 years? Is that the contract? Okay. Fuck. How about that? Shit. But that moment of him getting onto the field for the first time was really cool. Him and Penei Sewell, like, going at it. There were a few times when Micah Parsons just, like, threw Penei Sewell to the ground. That is insane. There were, I don't know if it was an equal number, but a good number of times where Penei Sewell would, like, get in Micah's ass a little bit. And there was one where he threw him to the ground, and there was also one where he was one-handing him, but that was also because Micah was being doubled. So very fun matchup there. This stinks. I hate this. But that was week 0. We're on to week 1, the Chicago Bears. Again, throw the tape out. What is there to be, like, it's going to bother me this week that I can't watch TV, until, like, Wednesday, The Monday night game will help. What do I need to happen on the Monday night game? Bears, Vikings. I don't fucking want either of those teams to win. I hope they tie, for real. I hope they tie. I'm not even saying that for NFC North purposes. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying it for that at all, for the divisional implication. I'm not saying it. I don't give a shit about that. I hate both of these fucking teams. I hate J.J. McCarthy. Oh my God, I hate him so much. And Caleb Williams, I don't hate. I don't hate Ben Johnson, but I just hate that he's the fucking Bears coach, dude. It sucks. At least Aaron Glenn went to the AFC, It would have been fine if Aaron Glenn stayed in the NFC. It's not in the North, Ben. Come on. I hate that he's there, and I'm scared that they're going to be good. I feel better that I don't want JJ to be good, man. I fucking hate that guy. I hate his hair. I hate the way he plays quarterback. People see completion percentage, and they're like, oh my God, it's JJ McCarthy. We'll see. We'll see how it goes with that Bears defense. I don't know. Lions got murdered by Green Bay. Really trying to rack my brain if I had any other takes. Not really. I wish Dan didn't just, I don't know, keep his timeouts in his back pocket to end the second half. I thought that was really annoying. I was just happy that we got to hear from Nance and Romo. Honestly, just happy that the boys were back in town and that football was officially back. I'm trying to think, was there any other games I want to talk about? Well, I don't know. If we just very quickly, the Thursday night game, Eagles Cowboys. Yeah, at this point the takes have dried up. Do you think the spit on Dak Prescott's chest has dried up yet? That's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. If you didn't see that, you didn't hear about that. The spit heard and wiped off around the world. The opening kickoff happens for the season in Philadelphia. And Jalen Carter, defensive lineman for the Philadelphia Eagles, Georgia Bulldog, woof, 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 spit on Dak Prescott's chest and then got kicked out of the game. The game hadn't started. Well, it had started, but the first play of the season hadn't even happened yet. While that was happening, on the opening kickoff, a motherfucker got carted off. And it was so funny. You zoom in on these, NBC zoomed in on his face while he's like, they're working on his ankle or his knee. I don't know what it was. And you just see you just read his lips. He goes, "What the fuck, man?" Opening kickoff of the season, and your season's done, pal. That sucks. Well, while that's going on, Jalen Carter is spitting on Dak Prescott, and then we later learn that it's literally fucking Han Solo versus Greedo, who spit first. That's what we're fucking doing. Well, I guess technically not really. Well, in the same way that Han and Greedo, it's pretty clear who shot first. Well, it also just depends on what version of the movie you're watching. I know they changed it. I know that they've changed it over the years. Who shot first? I fucking know. Well, you can't really digitally alter the fact that Dak Prescott unequivocally did spit first. That did happen. But I just think his was more of a normal spit. His was just like a guy spitting, Was it in the direction of the Eagles huddle? Yeah, he was looking in that direction. But it wasn't because I don't even care. It was just a funny thing that happened. But it was not funny when the Philadelphia Eagles won, and then Brazil, Friday night, Kansas City, San Diego Floridians. Can we take that? Do we have time to take that one again? Okay, I'll go quick. That's okay. The Kansas City Chiefs in Brazil against that's such a bad bit. I'm going to never fucking do that again. I think I did a good job doing it earlier. I don't like that I just brought that back. I don't like that bit. It was funny when I did it the first time, and I was looking at myself doing it the second time, and I was like, you look just fucking put the fries in the bag and do the fucking show, okay? Just move on. The Chargers and the fucking Chiefs in Brazil. Look, I understand I'm not really the target demo for a YouTube-themed... I watch YouTube. I watch YouTube like I watch fucking TV, but I don't be watching these kids, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to say Mr.Beast is a kid. He's the same fucking age as me. Listen, this is where I'm going with it. Someone's gotta, I don't want to throw out the C word. Someone's gotta cancel this fucking guy. Someone's gotta get this guy out. I'm so fucking tired of it. People actually are, I don't want to say I was a pioneer in this. I mean, as soon as he made the change, I was watching Mr.Beast for real, however many years ago, when he was doing I'm going to read every word in the dictionary for one whole video. And it was 18 hours long. It was just him reading every word in the dictionary. Or like, I'm going to count to 100 million. And it's a 48-hour long video. And it's just him counting to 100 million. I for real would watch those as like when I was younger. And as soon as he started to make this change over into this, I was like, something's fucking going on here. So now that like half of his posse has been outed as sexual predators and the cracks have kind of started to show, I've been like, okay, like not nice. I was right. But like, well... sometimes you just know when there's like right now there's a big meme right now about the fucker from Dexter. Was it Detective Dokes? It's such a good fucking show. The new ones are so weird. They're so I don't want to. Let's just stay on the thing. I don't remember where I was fucking going. All right, stopped. I lost myself. I started doing the Dexter thing and I completely lost myself. And wherever I was going, I think was really interesting. Shit. I had to mention the Dexter thing. I'm trying to keep. Oh Oh my God. Can I take that one again? I'm trying to keep saying that's not how you say it. Oh my God. The wheels have fallen off. I was talking about Mr.Beast, and I was talking about him getting canceled. Yes, I think that needs to happen. I'm tired of seeing him. I don't know if it's Botox. I don't know if it's filler. I don't know. Like, yes, he has the veneers or the whatever he's got going on. He's got fake teeth, and they're insane. There's something about him. I was talking about Dexter and Detective Dokes and how he was the surprise motherfucker, and all of memes going around right now about people who are like, I know there's something going on about you. If you've seen the show, you've seen the memes, you know what I'm fucking talking about. It's been really, really funny because the show is really good, and it's just very, very funny. That's always been me with Mr.Beast. There's always been something up with that guy. And I'm saying all of this just to say, I think at this point, most people we're all on the same page, I think, at this point. That there's something going on. That's not to say that I don't still watch his videos. I do. Not as much anymore. Honestly, it's probably, if I looked at, how if you look at your YouTube, like your history, there'll be like a little red bar on the video to show like how far into it you got. I don't even think there would be a red bar on like his last 10 videos, honestly. It's probably been a while since I've watched anything that he's done. I did start to watch that, was it Amazon Beast Games that he had? Was it on Prime? Is that what that was? Yeah, I watched a couple episodes of that. Ah, man, there's something. Listen, very roundabout way of saying, get this fucking guy out of here and don't ever do that shit again. Stream the games on YouTube for free. Again, that's sick. But then, like, the whole gimmick is, if you lose, we're going to shoot you out of a cannon. But if you win, we're going to give you Super Bowl tickets. And then they shoot the guy out of a cannon. And then they're kind of like, all right, we did it. And then it's over. And then that's the end of the broadcast. We did get Rich Eisen on the broadcast. What a treat that is. I was a huge fan of that. Love Rich Eisen. Big Rich Eisen fan. Love that we got to hear from him. Very cool. Okay, what else was there? College football. Yeah, college football is cool. Watched a lot of that this weekend. Iowa State. I gotta tell you, it's a fine game. I don't know. You kind of got baited at the end into thinking it was going to be a better game than it ended up being. If you were a fan of either of those teams, like, well, specifically an Iowa State fan, it was a good game because you fucking won and it was like dramatic, but it was not fun as a guy who didn't really give a shit one way or another. I do think it's too bad that now that the SEC and the Big Ten are like, we're not at mega conference yet or super conference yet, but you know what I mean? Like, we're fucking USC and UCLA and Oregon are in the Big Ten. Washington in the Big Ten. You know what I mean? So like at this point, it's not the same thing anymore. It's really too bad. And I'm talking before Maryland and before Rutgers and before Nebraska got added. I think it's too bad. I think Nebraska was the right move all along. Very much a Big 12 school, and them losing the rivalries with those schools stinks, but I do think Nebraska fits perfectly into both conferences. Love that they're in the Big 10. I think it's too bad that Iowa State never made it in. And at this point, I just don't think it would be as cool if they did. I just think it would have been, because you watch those games, Iowa State, and it really is just a Big 10 game. It really is. Iowa State's just not a Big 12 team. They're just not. So I think it's too bad that they've never gotten to be in the Big 10. Maryland and Rutgers. Yeah, Rutgers is a good Big 10 school because they are a good, this is so backhanded. This isn't nice at all, but Rutgers is a great Big 10 school because they're perfect as like somebody needs to get beat up on in the Big 10. Although that's not really been the recent history of Rutgers. They've actually, it's Greg Schiano's their coach, right? Yeah, he's actually been pretty good for them, hasn't he? So, okay, it's not really fair, but you know what I mean? The majority of the history would suggest that, like, yep, Rutgers probably gonna be food. Although they did just have damn Ace Bailey and, what's his name? What's the kid's name? Ace Bailey and, I almost said the Steelers drafted him. The Spurs just drafted him. Ace Bailey. I keep trying to say Stephon Castle. The hell is this kid's name? I'm not going to remember. It's right there. I can't remember what it is. I don't know. What else did I watch? Michigan State. We actually got an email about this too. I'll do the email first. Sure. Coping Hour Subs at gmail.com. Spelled phonetically. Email available in the description wherever it is that you listen to this program. We had an emailer who was boots on the ground in East Lansing. which is the subject line. From Hayden. Hayden, welcome back to the show. Hey, Nick, long-time listener, first time emailing in a while since I've been busy and fell behind on the show, but just wanted to email a perspective as an MSU student at this game. I'm in my 4th year at MSU and have gone to every home football game over the worst stretch of Spartan football in recent memory. This game against Boston College tonight was electric. By far the best game I've gotten to see live, and then parenthetically you included with the 2022 Wisconsin double overtime game, Reed to Keon Coleman touchdown being second, close parentheses. Yeah, very good game for sure. You said, it's been rough going to these games for the last 4 years, but man, tonight felt great just to see an actual entertaining game, and for the first time in a long time, Spartan Stadium had some life. Can't help but get a little hopeful. Childs and Marsh can keep it up this season. Yeah, 100%. Couldn't have said any of that better myself. Michigan State, home against Boston College over the weekend. Electric double overtime game. Michigan State came out with the win after losing on the road to Boston College a year ago during their damn bandana game. Yeah, no way we were going to win that, except we almost did, and then smoked it in the end, because that was just sort of the identity of the team. And it was such a special game, because Aiden Childs, we've talked about him on this show kind of recently, about how, like, just go fucking do it, man. You're close. You got to be close. I know you're close. I know you're good, and you just needed a year to, like, figure it out. I was not hard on him last year at all, because I'm like, dog, you, for real, started the season as, like, a 17-year-old. You were an 18-year-old, or is that yeah, I don't give a shit. He was like an 18 or 19-year-old all last season, right? Just fucking go figure it out. I swear he was 18. Go figure it out. You're going to have to fuck around and make mistakes. And yeah, he was really impatient, and he would smoke highlights, and he would do really cool shit and then fumble it at the end, or he would break a sack and throw a pick. It was just cool shit would happen, but then he just wouldn't finish it, and it just stunk. And man, has he grown. Man, has he grown. And did that game really show us, like, you can fucking do this, dude. You can do this. And the toughness that he showed, because it looked like he went down with an injury just going into overtime, and it looked like it could have been really bad, but he got back up, took him a little bit. I think the break in between periods definitely helped him, but then he went right back out there, and on 2 straight drives, touchdown, 2-point conversion. So that was, and man, his reaction after the game on the broadcast was so damn cool, and it was so pure. I mean, he's hugging what was her name, the sideline reporter, and he's picking up kids and fucking spiking them into the ground. He was just so excited, and he earned it. He deserved it. He really deserved it. And it made me so happy to see for him and for all the guys. And Nick Marsh, and there were a couple other guys in this game, running backs, like special teams and shit like that, where guys were like breaking tackles. That first Nick Marsh touchdown that he had, what the fuck? Talk about taking a dude on a fucking horse ride. What in the world? They got to test these guys for human growth hormones, because what the fuck? These guys were doing shit that I don't know that they learned this quick how to, A, tackle on defense, tackled really well, and to break tackles on offense. Nobody was doing any of this last year. Now, you could say, I don't know what the numbers are. I'm sure they just hammered the portal. I think we have like 4 new receivers this year from the portal alone. So maybe that's all that it is they just reshuffled the deck. Maybe we just have a bunch of new players that I don't know. I guess I don't know. I don't know. 4 years at Michigan State. Yeah, I mean, you see basically going through the Mel Tucker years and the Jonathan Smith years and the, I don't know, man. What's the bar this year? Look, I wanted a damn statement win in that game. I wanted to feel like, and for me that meant like, it might have to be like a 10-point win for me to be like, that's right. This is the team that I was expecting this year. What's weird is even though it went to double OT, like that was a resilient ass team and they scored 40 points. You know what I mean? Was it 40? Well, I don't even remember what the final score was. Yeah, it had to have been 40 points. And they scored 40 points. You know, that's a tough team. And we'll see. They got a really good opportunity to get off to a fast start this year. Next week they're playing some garbage school. I don't even remember who it is. They got a chance to be 3-0 going into the USC game. You just have to be. You just have to be, and damn it, they're on their way. Played really, really well. What else do I got? What other college football happened? I don't know. There was some other stuff that definitely happened that I wanted to talk about. I don't remember what it was, though. I didn't watch the Michigan game because it was happening concurrently with the Michigan State game. Actually, instead, you guys want to talk about something? You guys want to have an adult conversation? You guys want to talk about something? I think it's important that I'm medically transparent with you. And I'm going to put a hand up. When I have work done, I think it's important that you know about it. I had a medical procedure the other day. Grandma, I'm fine. This was purely cosmetic. I had, over the weekend, I had some microneedling done on my head. And basically, all I know how to explain it is that there are like stem cells in my head that are, right now, as we speak, promoting hair growth. And I had to take, the damn nurse, she had to take pictures of my bald spot, like a before and after. And the objective is essentially to make it look worse than it actually is. It's already, like, not great. I mean, it's fine. It's hideable-ish, unless there's wind. But I got a bald spot, right? So she's got to make it look so bad and all this stuff. And snapping pictures in my head. And then they got to put numbing cream on your head. And you got to sit there for 20 minutes. Just have a conversation. It's really nice. She's wonderful. She's a wonderful woman. You just kind of sit there, though, and I also had to do like a telehealth call. I basically did a FaceTime with a doctor on Zoom for 2 minutes where they just asked me a bunch of medical questions. And I just kept asking me about, like, in the last year, have you gone to the doctor and this and this? And then I kept having to be like, I'm not going to the fucking doctor. I haven't been to the doctor since, like, 2018, bro. So the answer to all of these is going to be no. Had to do that. Oh, okay, they got all this numbing cream on my head. So what is microneedling? Bro, it's literally like, it's like a machine from The Incredibles. And it's a bunch of needles at the end. It's like, zip, 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 zip. And they just, like, put it in your head. They just do it all around your head. All around, like, my hairline, and then, like, all over the top of my head. They're just like, zip, 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 stabbing my head with a bunch of microneedles. But I got numbing cream on me, so it's fine. Felt kind of nice, honestly. I mean, it was a little scratchy, but, like, it didn't hurt. It wasn't a big deal. And that lasts, I don't know, as a procedure lasts, like, I don't know how long it was, 30, 40 minutes maybe. She was there for a while, I think. I don't know. It could have been shorter than that. I have no idea. I was in the chair for a couple hours, though, in total. And then after that, yeah, you just you literally can't touch your head at all. It's brutal because it's fine for the first day. And then the next day, this is kind of gross, but like the next day, once it kind of like scabs, then it gets super fucking itchy. You can't itch your head. You cannot touch it. You can like kind of pat it. You can't wear a hat. So like I had to like walk out of the clinic and walk to the car and around all these people. It's a beautiful fall day in Lincoln Park and everybody's out. All the people are coming home from school and work and shit like that. And there's just me. I look like fucking Lord Farquaad, and my head is bleeding. I just gotta walk to the car like an asshole. But I was like, I'm just trying to take care of myself. Just self-care. Get my hair done. Bringing the power back to my hair. Now, I truthfully was like pretty much fine with the fact that I was gonna be bald within the next like 5 years, probably. I don't know. I thought that 5 years ago, so I don't know. At some point, I will lose my hair, 100%. And I was just kind of like, yeah, whatever. It happens when it happens. And that's why I let my hair be kind of long now, is because I'm like, I have it, so I might as well just actually use it. You know what I mean? But then I had the opportunity to do some microneedling. And so then I have like 4 weeks and I have to go back. And yeah, I couldn't shower for like a whole day. And my hair was just all goopy and like, bleh, it was so gross with the gel and all this different shit that had to be in it. Super gross. And then as soon as I was done with the microneedling, and my medical procedure had concluded, I got like 6 vials of blood drawn. Was wild. They were like, how are you? They were like, are you going to be okay? I was like, well, it was like 3 in the afternoon. I was like, I haven't eaten anything since like 8. So it's like, I don't know. I was like, I have no idea if I'm going to be fine. So Maddie gave me an apple juice and then I just chugged that. And then, yeah, they're like, are you good with needles? I was like, I haven't had my fucking blood drawn in 15 years, dude. I don't know. They're like, you don't go to the doctor? I was like, if I have to tell one more person here that, no, I don't be going to the doctor, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. No, I don't go to the doctor. I haven't had my blood drawn since 2010. I was like, I don't know. I was fine. It just felt like it was fine. I was completely fine. I was there. They drawing my blood for 10 fucking minutes. Jesus, that vial after vial after vial after vial, and they're gonna check my. It's a baseline test, so I'm gonna get a bunch of information back. I'm gonna check my liver. Gonna check my, like, not midichlorians, but something midichlorian adjacent. They're gonna check my my testosterone and my estrogen levels, and maybe I gotta balance out my hormones. Maddie said, I don't think you need more testosterone. I said, I don't know if that's true. I could use maybe an extra dose. I don't know. We'll see. It's very strange. Maddie will be sent my medical chart. She'll be sent my results. And I'm just like fine with them. Like, you can fucking look at it. I don't care. Who cares? That's not HIPAA, but well, is it? It is and it isn't. It's not. Well, if I include more details, it definitely is. But yeah, I'm just gonna be like, you can fucking look at I don't care. I don't care about any of this. So, and especially because they're gonna listen when they say Maddie's. Oh my gosh, she's always like, oh, you need to go to the doctor. You need to go to the doctor. And I'm like, I'm literally fine. There's nothing going on. She's like, that doesn't mean you don't need to go to the doctor, and that doesn't mean that you don't know that something is going on. I'm like, okay, fine. Well, I'm not gonna go. And so, part of the reason why I was fine with taking the baseline test and getting all this blood drawn is because I was like, well, once I get this back, and they're like, wait a minute. Are you an X-Men? What is this? And they're like, we've never seen somebody. You know what I mean? I'm going to be like, all right, get off my fucking back. I'm not going to the doctor. Now I don't have to go to now I'm good. Because if I haven't been to the doctor in 8 years, I just got my blood drawn to get all this shit checked. When they tell me how healthy I am, that resets the clock until the next decade. Until at least 2030. All right? I'm talking 2 presidents from now. That's the next time that I get to go to the doctor. Well, because who was the president when I went to the doctor last? Well, it was Donald Trump. 2018, 17 or 18. Yeah, that's Donald Trump. The time before that, it's unknowable. It's unknowable. It's unknowable. So as an adult, and I hate when every time I bring this up, some of you guys, oh, listen to your lady. Go to the doctor. No. I don't wanna. There's no reason to. I'm gonna go. And I tell you what was crazy was getting the blood drawn didn't hurt. But the actual like tourniquet that they had to put on I was very easy to poke, which I thought was a compliment. As soon as the tourniquet went around my arm, this is gonna make some of you guys like squeamish. I won't say anything after this, but like one of my veins just went like boop. It just popped up in a good way. It wasn't gross. It just became visible so that she could go pop. And, sorry, I don't know why I'm fucking doing this. But it was fine. So I'm sorry. I'm saying all that just to say it's kind of like when I go to the doctor. I hate when they take the thing that they put around your arm. Is that and then they squeeze it? Is that blood pressure? Is that what that is? Is that what they're doing? I don't fucking know. I don't go to the doctor. I hate that thing so much because I hate feeling my heartbeat. I hate when I can feel a pulse. It makes me. Blech. I hate that feeling so much. But yeah, I was like looking at. I don't want to keep talking about this because I don't want to. Some of you guys are gonna get mad if I'm talking about my blood. So I'll stop. But I did get some work done. The body that I was born with is no longer the body that I own. I did get some cosmetic work done. So the next time you see me, who knows? Maybe I'll have Botox. Maybe I'll have some fillers. It's unknowable. Hey, did you guys see this too? Did you see this? You hear about this? Speaking of like a French accent, it has nothing to do with the French. They are not implicated in this at all. This is a story that came out in the New York Times that said Navy SEALs in 2019 were like running dark ops in North Korea and they killed civilians on accident. Not even really on accident. It was just that they said that the rules of engagement allowed it so that like, yeah, we can blast these fucking North Koreans. Maybe I should pull this up. It came from the New York Times. I don't know what the fastest way for me to find this is. Do you think we could ask Siri, the most crucial piece of artificial intelligence that we have in our culture? So okay, this isn't from the New York Times. It's from Reuters. So I'm assuming they're just going to regurgitate all the shit that they got from the New York Times. So let's do a little reading section here of the Coping Hour from Reuters. U.S. Special Forces killed North Korean civilians in botched 2019 mission, New York Times says. U.S. Navy SEALs shot and killed a number of North Korean civilians during a botched covert mission to plant a listening device in the nuclear-armed country during high-stakes diplomatic negotiations in 2019. Citing unidentified sources, including current and former military officials with knowledge of these still classified details, the newspaper said President Donald Trump approved the operation during his first administration as he was involved in historic talks with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. I don't know anything about that. I'm hearing about it now for the first time, Trump told reporters on Friday when asked about the report. Civilians appeared to be diving for shellfish when they inadvertently came across the detachment of SEALs as they splashed ashore at night, the Times reported. The American forces opened fire, killing all those aboard the small fishing vessel, the report said, without specifying the number of casualties. A classified Pentagon review later concluded the killings were justified under the rules of engagement. We'll stop it right there. What the fuck? What? Huh? Now, first of all, Trump being like, oh, wow, you're telling me I'm hearing about this for the first time. Wow. It's so funny. He doesn't get funnier than him. Because it's like, either I'm directly implicated in something and it didn't go well. I've never fucking heard of that in my life. Fake news, you're a fucking liar. Something goes really well that he had nothing to do with at all. You know, they may give me a Nobel Peace Prize. What the hell? It's so funny. It's crazy that guy, like that personality template, is the president of the United States and is one of, if not the most influential person in the entire fucking world. And like that personality, again, as like a like that, not trait, I guess as a template, that archetype of a man is like, that's crazy. Like, I don't know. We're in North Korea running dark ops and civilians get killed. It's crazy to me to read that. And I'm assuming it's true. If that was any other country, why is that not like a rules of engagement? Why is that not an act of war? I don't understand that at all. Because if that happened, Chinese special forces land on a fucking beach in New Jersey and they kill 3 fucking Italians, 3 Tony Sopranos. What are we doing in America the next day? What is the news saying the next day? We're at war? We're at war. What the fuck is that? That's weird. And also because we were doing this in North Korea, it's just not a big deal. People are like, well, they're North Koreans. Obviously, they're bad guys. That's insane. Also, like, what rules of engagement? What does that mean? What does that mean? So they landed on a beach somewhere. Okay, and there was a fishing boat, and they just were in the wrong place at the wrong time, is what it sounds like. And the SEALs, SEAL Team 6, by the way. This was SEAL Team 6. SEAL Team sucks. What the hell? What the fuck is this? Because it's North Koreans, people are like, yeah, like, what? Okay, what's a country that, I mean, obviously, if we did this in Mexico, I don't know. Or anywhere in South America, I don't know. In the middle of his fucking press conference in the Oval Office the other day, when everybody thought Donald Trump was dead, and he was like, here I am, I'm alive. In the middle of him talking about moving the Space Force from Colorado to Huntsville, Alabama, we've spent 15 minutes talking about that, and out of nowhere, he just kind of goes, drug boat. What the fuck did he just say? He just, and just now, moments ago, while we were talking, he starts talking about, he just kind of just jumped into a drug boat. It was fucking so weird. He just kept saying drug boat, drug boat, drug boat. Well, while that was happening, while that press conference was happening, the United States, I don't know, sent down a fucking missile on like a Venezuelan cartel boat. The video is crazy. I'm just confused by it. Like, why is that not like a war crime? I don't look, I'm not trying to be the guy who's like, we need to protect the cartels. I'm just saying, like, oh, so you can just do that. Why? Because they're labeled as like a terrorist, like an extremist organization. And so because they're like more militarized, now the rules of engagement are different. Like, if they're drug traffickers, like, why isn't it like, well, we have to arrest them and prosecute them? But are they just like a completely different thing because they have like fucking naval ships, and like some of these cartels are like more powerful than their own governments. You know what I mean? Like, is that all that it is? It just seems weird to me that in a vacuum, like, again, I don't want this to come off as like, well, we're fucking, we drug traffickers have rights too. I don't know. I guess not. No. Yeah, I guess they do. Wait, what am I asking? They deserve the same rights? Well, yeah, I mean, they're criminals. I don't know if you just get, but it's the degree of criminality, and there's just a difference to it. This isn't just like a guy who's just like on the fucking side of the street. These are guys who have like a full fucking arsenals, and you know what I mean? So is that all that it is? Is that why they're doing this with such force? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But we go into North Korea and we're planting listening devices, and oh, okay, we're doing covert ops. Okay. Civilians get killed. What am I supposed to do about that? I feel like we're supposed to do something about that. That seems not cool. If that was any other country, not most any other country. There are a lot of countries where that would be a big fucking deal. I don't know. If a country did that to, you know what I mean? Someone in Fort Myers gets shot by like I don't know, like an English fucking SAS, like, guy. I don't know. We're at war. It's just weird. I don't know. I guess I'm spinning the tires. I'm not going anywhere with this. I'm just very confused by this story and how this is a thing that, like, yeah, I guess like shit be happening, but like we're not at war with North Korea. I don't know. I'm spinning the tires. I'm not going anywhere. What else do I got for you guys? I don't know. I guess that's maybe going to be it. My son's napping right now, so I'm sorry. It's probably going to be a shorter episode just because I don't want what happened last episode to happen again where I just have to end it immediately and there's nothing I can do about it. So I'm actually going to get out while I'm ahead. Sorry about that, folks. Also, sorry for the late episode, but just I fell asleep during the game, so that's my bad. Spotify, you guys had some good ideas for the green screen, which, by the way, is just on the other side. It's here. I have the green screen. I'm looking at it right now. It's maybe the worst purchase I've ever made in my life. I don't know. It's so dumb. I don't know how to get it to work. It's I don't know if I need more lighting in here, if that's all that it is. It's not going well, and I don't understand what I'm doing with it. It doesn't work. Like OBS, it's just so dumb. Spotify. I don't know. I don't want to ask you, like, what should I do with the green screen, because I should figure that out for my fucking self. One of you guys said something to the effect of, like, have people send you pictures, and then, like, that's the background of each episode, like, of a different episode. So, like, if somebody sends me a picture of, like, Kwame Brown, that's just, like, behind me the whole time. You know what I mean? For one episode, and then somebody sends me a picture, and I just pick them at random. I was like, yeah, I mean, that's fun, but I don't, maybe for, like, I don't know how we would do. There's something there. I don't know what it is. Actually... Oh, wait. Call to action. Who said... Was it Martinez that had this idea? Somebody had this idea a long time ago, and I never read it, and I wanted to. I know what we could maybe do. Somebody had an idea. I think it was Martinez. Some of you, well, all of you, live around the world, right? Some of you live around, like, major landmarks. It doesn't even have to be major landmarks, right? So, like, the idea that whoever it was had, we're going to keep saying it was Martinez. Let's say you're in... let's say you're in Paris right now, or you live there. And, like, the idea of this would be to go to the Eiffel Tower and then take, like, a horizontal, so sideways, long ways, video of the Eiffel Tower. And then you know how, like, the intro to the Coping Hour or the outro, how, like, you know, there's, like, we change the background image to, like, your thing. And so, like, it's one episode, the outro, like, image is, like, the little, the short little video is of the fucking Eiffel Tower. And then the next day it's of, like, some guy's fucking backyard. You know what I mean? And then the next day it's, you get what I'm saying? Some fuckers at the pyramids. You know what I mean? Like, shit like that. And then you get what I'm saying? So what if that was we could either do that, I guess, just for the outro. Maybe that is the better idea. But I was going to bring it up for the background of each show. I didn't know if that would be... That could be fun. I'll have to test that first. But yeah, what about that? What if we did that? So Spotify, send me horizontal, long sideways videos of cool shit. Frame it well for me. You know what I mean? Don't just, like, take a video. Like, really try to frame it for me, okay? It will also be, if it goes into the outro, it'll be cut down to 4:3 also. So make sure you're wide. Try not to be too pushed. Make sure we got, again, just frame it for me. Be an adult and frame it for me, okay? Okay, Apple Podcast. What's up? What's up? If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to leave a like, subscribe. Nice little comment for the algorithm. Make sure to keep primary control in check. And I will catch you guys in the next one.